Good morning, Alabama football fans, Tide Nation, college football fans around the world. We see the college football playoffs were revealed last night. Um, 8 SEC teams in the top 25, four of which that's in the top 10. It looks good for Alabama, regardless of what happens this weekend, making it into the Final Four, which I know you guys would be sick in the Big Ten, sick in the Big 12, sick in the Pac 12. Because we ain't never seen no shit like this before. Yeah, we did last year. But it's been complete dominance from SEC teams this year. That's credit to, finally got some good coaching, some good quarterback play from the SEC this year, quality defenses. That's something I want to talk about today. So, I want you guys to understand something. There's a difference between the most outstanding player and the most valuable player. Okay? You can argue that Kyler Murray is the most valuable player on his football team. I mean, if you take him away right now, does Oklahoma have a chance to win the Big 12, with any other quarterback? Me personally, I think so because we've seen Sam Bradford, we've seen Baker Mayfield put up godly, unorthodox numbers. I mean, even Landry Jones has put up huge numbers in this Oklahoma offense. It's the Mike Leach system, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that some backup on the team right now could probably throw for 3,500 yards, and 40 to 45 touchdowns. So, but hey, for y'all Oklahoma fans, if y'all want to say I had an MVP, that's one thing, okay? So I'm going to use a basketball analogy on this one. In basketball, we give the MVP to the person with the best statistical season, right? So that means James Harden last year, he won it, okay? But no one on the face of the earth thinks that James Harden is better than Kevin Durant or LeBron James or Steph Curry for that matter, okay? And so no one in college football thinks that Kyler Murray is better than Tua Tagovailoa at all. So Kyler Murray may have the better stats, and he may be the MVP to his team that lacks a defense. But Tua Tagovailoa has been the most outstanding player for the University of Alabama. Sure, we could have been 12-0 with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. I beg to differ because Mississippi State was a much more improved football team this year. LSU was a much more improved football team this year. This LSU team that we beat in Baton Rouge this year was a team built to stop a Jalen Hurts type offense, suffocate the run, have him beat you on the outside, and that's exactly what Tua did. Tua threw the ball outside the numbers. He threw fade routes. He threw back shoulder fade. He threw dig routes on third down, and that's something that Jalen Hurts don't possess in his arsenal right now. Okay, we have a package for Jalen Hurts, a package, right? Like meaning that we have set plays that we feel like he's comfortable with throwing the ball into, and he's comfortable running. Well, with Tua, we take all the chains, all the restrictions off of the playbook. He has the whole playbook to his arsenal, so we can throw it on first down, second down, third down. Hell, we can throw it on fourth down if we want to, and that's the difference. So this offense, this team, could have been 12-0, but it wouldn't have looked the same. Okay, this is different. Because we never seen no shit like this in the Alabama offense. Never. The last time we saw this was the second half of the national championship game in January when Tua came in the second half and the ball just started flying to all different sort of receivers, all different sort of running backs. Okay, you can see the difference between the two halves. If you have not saw the game, go back and look at the game, come back and watch this video and say, man, Corey, that is absolutely right. Okay? Tua is the most outstanding player in college football because he makes this team dramatically different. What he's doing has not been done in this Alabama football system ever. Ever. And the lack of four-quarter production, if you want to say that, has really cemented himself into this Heisman, this Heisman front runner. Okay? No matter what Kyler Murray does this weekend, and no matter what Tua Tagovailoa does this weekend, the award already has Tua's name on it. Already. Because people see it as like it's not just him throwing to wide open wide receivers. Tua is throwing into windows. He's actually reading a defense. He's throwing the ball where only his receivers can get it because he's actually going against a defense. You guys make the comparison of, okay, well, the SEC don't have any offenses. Well, what the fuck did that have to do with Tua? He's not throwing against Drew Lock. He's not throwing against Nick Fitzgerald. He's not throwing against Kellen Mond. He's throwing against their defensive guys. And those three teams that I just named, they all have at least two defensive guys that's going in the first round of this year's NFL draft. A lot of senior experience on the football teams. So Tua's degree of difficulty is much higher because he's not throwing against bad offenses. He's throwing against very good defenses. Just like a quarterback that comes and play against Alabama, he has to throw against our defense. Drew Lock, first round draft pick. Did you see his numbers against Alabama? Horrible. 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 And that's with any quarterback. Quarterback that has big games against Alabama, he usually go on to win the Heisman Trophy. That is absolute facts. So we cannot say that Tua isn't playing against anybody because the SEC doesn't have good offenses. He's playing against the best defenses in the country. The best defensive players in the country. Kyler Murray is not doing that. Kyler Murray is throwing against Will Grier. He's throwing against Tyler Cornelius. That's not what he's doing. He's throwing against their defenses that don't play any defense as well. They're also equally as horrible. So when you say that he's the best player, no. He has some of the better stats. Because Dwayne Haskins has some great stats as well. With also playing against a very horrific defensive team. So stop making a comparison. If you want to get an MVP to Kyler Murray, then sure, but we don't have that award. We have the Heisman Trophy, which is gifted to the most outstanding football player, which is Tua Tagovailoa. Simple as that. And I'm out. Again, if you guys love my content, click the bell icon, subscribe. I love to hear you guys' feedback, what y'all guys think. Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa, this Heisman talk. And also, I will also be giving out my final prediction for the SEC championship game this weekend. So again, guys, thanks for listening. I'm out.